about? You guys should actually watch it. What's it about? Okay, I get that.
Lie.
What about that? Okay, I want like real answers.
His own little
No?
world. Is that his own little world?
What was it about? Was it okay? Was it wrong? Okay, one at a time. Kaylin, finish.
I can do it too.
Okay, Hannah.
It was about like his own addiction and how like he needed help or stuff like that.
You think you needed help?
And then he went and he started doing everything.
Okay, any other thoughts? Kristen.
Song about like him in his own little world, and he's got to reach out to other people instead of just being stuck on him.
Okay, is that a pretty common thing?
Pretty common.
Yeah. Do most people actually realize that, though, you think?
I'm stuck in my own little world.
I mean, you think about it, and I think you're right, Kristen. A lot of us, we decide, Ethan, to be stuck in our own little world. And meanwhile, there's a world out there that's going to hell. There's a world out there that needs to be influenced for Jesus Christ. And we, as Christians, if you're really a Christian, we have Jesus, the Spirit, living in us. And He's given us a message to share with others. So you have a choice to make. Do you want to live in your own little world? Or do you want to open your eyes to what else is going on? Because God sees things much differently and from a much different perspective than we do. And in order to see things from God's perspective, we have to choose to do so. So I just we're going to be on this path for the next couple of weeks, talking about motives and what makes you think and what makes you do certain things. That's a good introduction. Before we get going, though, okay, it's not going to work, Bill. Can you click it? Not the video. So it says the video again. On the blue. Yeah, thank you. Alright, this Sunday night is going to be our Super Bowl party at Willie and Cindy's. Yay! Woo!
Go Steelers.
Go Steelers! How many want the Steelers to win? I'm sorry.
Die-hard Steelers, man.
If you were to pretend you cared, who would you vote for? Okay, there you go. Alright, so we're going to have a Super Bowl party at Willie and Cindy's on Sunday night. It's going to start at 6, the game's at 6:30. We're going to do a devotional around halftime, and you guys are like welcome to go home around halftime. If you decide to stay later, and Willie and Cindy don't kick you out, then so be it. Otherwise, plan to go home at halftime. Okay, yes.
Whatever.
The Packers are playing the Steelers. They're a team out of Wisconsin. They play football. Harmon, I don't know if you know something, but Super Bowl is a football game.
Rogers is going to fall like a cheap kid.
Alright, so I want you guys to understand that what's going on this Sunday night. Also, listen up guys, not this Sunday morning, but next Sunday morning, there's no Sunday school. So you guys who actually come to Sunday school, there's no Sunday school next Sunday morning. Not this one, not the 6th, a week from Sunday, alright? We'll put this on the internet so people can actually listen to it and actually care.
But come and enjoy the music and all.
Yeah, they're going to have a 10:30 service. Thank you, Willie. Okay. Let's go ahead and open in prayer. Lord, thanks again for how awesome you are. Thank you that we have the opportunity to be here tonight and to learn about you, to talk about you, to discuss you, Lord. Thank you for being at work in our midst. I pray as we're here tonight, Lord, that you would give us peace in our hearts and our minds, that we'd be able to focus on you, that we'd be able to get rid of the things that keep us from focusing on you. Lord, I pray that beyond a shadow of doubt tonight, that as we're here, that we would sense that you're here with us, and that we wouldn't do anything that would distract what you want for us or from us, Lord. Give us a heart that seeks you first, that wants more of you than anything else. We love you and thank you in your name. Amen. All right, for the next couple weeks, we're going to talk about a new series entitled Motives. Okay? You guys all have motives, yes or no? Come on. You don't know what okay, Kaylin, since you are so smart and you are such a good reader, can you read what it says there?
No.
Really? You won't read that?
Okay,
Okay, go ahead and read it, Sam. You gotta read it louder than that.
Motives.
Read what's underneath it. Yes, it does say motives, Sam. You're right.
What's behind what you do, did, or about?
Come on, Sam. You can do it.
What's behind what you do, did, or about to do?
Or about to do. Okay, so the motives. Listen. It's gonna be okay, Sam. Kaylin, I understand now why you didn't want to read it. It's okay. Relax. We're all on the same team here, Kaylin. We're all friends. Don't have to get so friends with me. All right, listen up. Motives are what makes you do what you do. They're behind your actions. So for everything you do, there's a reason behind it. Now maybe that reason is not something like, ooh, I think I'm going to jump off a bridge today. Maybe it's not like a decision you formally made, but in your subconscious there's reasons and there's motives for doing the things that you do. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. For the next 3 weeks we're going to talk about motives. We're going to talk about what makes you do certain things in your relationship with God. We're going to talk about what makes you do certain things in your relationship with others, with guys, girls, boyfriends, girlfriends. We're going to talk about what makes you do certain things in your relationship with your family and your parents. Okay? Because I can talk about actions till I'm blue in the face. I can say, Dylan, you're supposed to respect your mom. Dylan, you're supposed to respect your mom. But if Dylan's mom is mean to him, then he's going to be like, why? What's the point? So we're talking about the reasons behind certain things. Okay? That makes sense? You follow me? Callie, you awake? Okay, you need a pillow or anything? You look wicked uncomfortable. Do we have any pillows? Oh, Kayla's using this. Are you sure? Because like you look like. Okay. Alright, so let's get going. What are your motives? So I want you to think for a second. I know it's kind of a hard, kind of a weird question, but I want you to think about what are some of the reasons that you do certain things. Please.
Can you please explain to him what a motive is?
Are you serious?
Please.
Okay.
What's behind what you do, did, or about to do?
Motives are what's behind what you do, did, or are about to do. So in other words, you decide to jump off a bridge. Now that would be a dumb decision, right? But there's a reason you decide to jump off the bridge. There's something that motivates you to do that. You decide to get good grades in school. Now maybe you don't think about it, but there's a reason behind it. So motives are the reasons behind we do things. Follow me? Motivation, motivation, yeah. Okay. So what are some of the motives that we have? Now when you think about motives, I want you to think about feelings. Okay? That's kind of a weird thing to put it, but think about it. Like, you yell at your mom. What would motivate you to yell at your mom? What are some reasons that would motivate you to yell
She
at your
makes you
mom?
mad.
Say what?
She makes you mad.
She makes you mad. She makes you angry, right?
She gets on your nerves.
On your nerves, you get frustrated. What Grace?
Emotions.
Say it.
Emotions.
Emotions. She's a nagger. Okay? What else? Dustin, do you ever yell at your mom? Never. That's what my mom will slap the Jesus out of you.
He loves his brother.
She
Loves
makes you
you.
do your brother's chores.
She makes you do chores. Okay? So, guys, listen up. Alright, stay with me. We all have motives. There's reasons that you do certain things. So what are your motives? You may have different motives for different things. Like if I say, why do you go to school? That's a good picture. If I say why, okay, Lindsay, why do you go to school? Okay, but what makes you go? Because your parents made you, right? It's kind of forced on you. Melissa, what makes you go to school? Nothing? You have to. Kelsey, what makes you go to school? To learn. I love to learn. Parents, right? So we all have different motivations when it comes to school. Now, are your motivations the same for school as they are for your friends?
Probably not.
If your parents are making you hang out with certain friends, you probably get more issues than we can deal with right now. Okay? Because for almost everything, different motives for different things. So if you steal a cookie from the cookie jar, Taylor, that's a different motive than giving your mom a hug, isn't it? Yes or no? Yeah.
Nope. That was me.
Okay, it's just as bad. Yeah, exactly. Do you guys follow me so far?
Yes.
Okay. Do you? Alright, good. The two types of motives we're talking about tonight are the two motives with you and God, and they're giving motives and taking motives. There's certain motives that you have that cause you to give. And there's certain motives that you have that cause you to take. Okay? And we all struggle with different types of motives, these at different times. But givers is pretty easy. What do givers do? Give, right? Givers give, but they don't just do it as an action. They're motivated to give by something going on in their lives, something going on in their hearts. So what that means is that in the heart of a giver is thankfulness, is grace, is forgiveness, because they understand what they've been given and they just want to give out more of it. Okay? Givers give time, energy, money, finances, whatever it takes to accomplish a mission, that's what givers give. There's not really a price tag on it, because their heart is one of giving, their motive is one of giving. Okay? Takers, on the other hand, do what?
They take
Okay? Takers do what? The tape, right? I mean, it's not rocket science, right? We're talking about this some more in a second. Now, there's people out there, guys, and you guys, Jake, you may know somebody like this. There's people out there that appear to be givers, but are they really takers?
Yes.
Yes. How do you know the difference, Noah?
Because
Say what?
they're sinners.
They're sinners. Yes, you're right. They are sinners. What else, though? Any other thoughts?
Stinginess.
Their actions. What do you mean by that, Kelsey?
How you can tell by what they do or what they say, like how they feel.
So they appear as givers, but their actions don't always match that. Is that what you're saying? Okay, there's certain people that will give, but they give for their own sake. So they're not really givers, they're actually takers. And you think about it, a lot of us kind of fall into that trap sometimes. We fall into the thing of, look at me, I'm doing the right thing, I'm giving, but reality, I'm giving for a different purpose. I'm giving so that I gain something that actually makes me a taker. So what I want you guys to sort of wrestle through tonight is, which one are you? Are you a giver or a taker? 3 things about givers. The first is that they actually give. There's lots of people out there that say they give. Well, I give my time, I give my energy, I give my money, but they actually do it. Okay, the other thing I want you to understand about givers is that they see a bigger picture. This is probably the biggest deal. Because people who are takers see one thing, themselves. And people who are givers see a bigger picture. They see through a wider lens. They see beyond themselves. By nature, givers would rather give something away than take something. That's why we talk about Christmas time. It's better to give than receive. Those are people who are givers. Now, can you be somewhere in between? Yeah, absolutely. I think we all do at some point. But my challenge for you is this, and my question for you is this. At some point, you can't stay where you are and keep following God. At some point, you can't stay where you are and keep following God. You're either going to make a decision that's going to push you closer to God or pull you further away from God. And every decision that you make, every trial you wrestle through, every issue that you go through, it's all a matter of you're going to be a giver or a taker. And we know that God was a giver. God gave His life, God gives grace, God gives forgiveness. So we know that God's a giver. So as Christians, who should we be like? God, right? I mean, it's not really rocket science. We should be more of givers than takers. Unfortunately, we're not always. The other thing is this, is that givers sincerely want to give of themselves for others because of what Christ has done for them. Get that. The Bible says really clearly that nobody is good. No, not one. No one seeks after God. No one looks out for anybody else but themselves unless they understand God's goodness. So you get to the decision, you go, okay, am I a giver or a taker? Who do you think more about? Who are you living for? Are you living for yourself, or are you living for somebody greater than yourself? Are you living for God? Or is your life reflecting His, or is your life reflecting you and your own desires? See, guys, we all struggle with this. Okay, 3 characteristics of a taker. Takers constantly take and want. I love this sign. Like, I thought of you when I saw this name. Yeah. I'm not arrogant, I'm just a lot better than you. Is that how you feel sometimes? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm just asking. I did think of you the day when I saw this. Okay, so takers, they constantly do 2 things. What are the 2 things they constantly do, Melissa? What's it say? They constantly take, they constantly want. If they don't have it, they want it. And once they get it, they want more. So they take and they want, and they take and they want, and they take and they want, and they're all about who? Themselves. Okay, they see themselves first, and they're completely blind to others. Remember that video we saw? That guy, until he decided to get out of his own little world, he saw who? Himself. It wasn't until he got out of his own little world that he realized there was others. He was a taker. And by the end of the video, he tried to take steps to become a giver.